Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is another city that has been conquered. And I'm going to show you some footage, okay? You can see it right up in the corner. This week in Montreal, Muslims in Montreal didn't gather quietly in their hundreds of mosques. No. They took to the streets, blocking traffic and beating war drums and waving flags and marching in military-style formation for the Shia, which is a holy day, and commemorating Imam Hussein. This wasn't about celebrating faith, though. No. It was about power projection, signaling to the global Ummah that Montreal is no longer just a Western city. It's another stronghold. It's Montreal's Muslim population that now stands at nearly 13%, which is a dangerous threshold, in my opinion, in the well-documented progression of Islamic demographic influence. Now, please don't get me wrong when I say this, but not all Muslims are bad people, okay? Two of my doctors who I absolutely love and adore are Muslims, okay? But the demographic pattern, okay, of Islamization at 1%. Muslims are seen as a peaceful minority, exotic, diverse. 2 to 4%. The proselytizing begins, targeting disaffected groups and minorities. At 5%, there's a push for halal food in supermarkets and preferential hiring, school accommodations. At 10%, there's open unrest, street intimidation, and threats over offenses to Islam. Now, governments bend to Sharia-based demands at 20%. Then you have sporadic violence and mob attacks and destruction of churches and synagogues. At 40 to 60%, there's widespread massacres and ethnic cleansing and imposition of Sharia law. So you're probably asking, well, why does this matter? We're not in Canada. But listen to me, okay? I have a lot of community members that are in Canada, okay? So why this matters for Montreal, Islam is not simply a religion, okay? It's a total system, religious, legal, political, economic, and military as well. And this religious facade is the entry point, okay? I could say that it's an entry point for all the others. Religious rights are used as the Trojan horse for Sharia influence and parallel governance. So the public processions like the Montreal Aberdeen March are not just religious. Now, they are territorial displays, meant to normalize Muslim dominance in the civic space. Now, once such street power is established, and when I say street power, think of, okay, you've ever been to, like, if you live in a big city or you've been to a big city and you know of like street gangs, things like that, okay? There's street power, okay? And it has to be established, okay? It is rarely relinquished, okay? Instead, there's demands that are escalating, okay, and things of the sort. So Montreal's 13% Muslim population means that the city is well into the stage where these things start to show. And there's a show of force that becomes annual fixtures. Law enforcement bends to community relations. Look at what's going on in New York City. Okay, they have their own their own cop cars now, and it says Sharia on it and stuff like that. Okay, look what's going on in the UK, for crying out loud. Okay, and the dissent is labeled as hate speech if you even speak about these things and speak out about it. But the lesson here is about political and cultural conquest. And on the streets of Montreal, they just announced it in drums and banners. Okay, and this has, in my eyes, pay attention. Don't be stupid. Put a stop to it now before it's too late. It's written all over it. And it worries me greatly that so many here, even in the United States, they simply just, they don't understand it. They don't pay attention to it. They just said, oh, you know. And this isn't stopped because the people who can stop it are being paid to look away. Like, okay, simple, like what I always say. How many times do I say this? Shiny object. Look at what's going over here, not what's going over here, because they don't want you to see what's going over here. Because what's going on over here is what the truth is. Okay? So, I mean, yeah, okay, it's complicated, they say. Blah, blah, blah. No, it's not complicated. It's what the truth is, damn it. So, but it's, you know, it's yours to stop. If you want to live in peace and freedom, this is our country. It's not the politicians' country. It's our country. And they are selling out to these animals. And Islam has no place here. Has no place here in the West. They do not come in peace, okay? It's like, you know, aliens. We come in peace. No, you fucking don't, okay? They do not offer friendship. They bring nothing of any value and produce nothing of any worth. They are locusts. Get rid of them. Okay? And I'm talking about the extremists. The ones that want to cause harm. I mean, we should be frightened. But this is about political and cultural conquest. Look what happened in Texas. America, the drums, the banners, they have begun to be commonplace. We need to act quickly. Okay, no joke. Just listen. The path of Islam is always the same. Establish a mosque, create an enclave, grow the population, claim victimhood, resist host authorities and customs, exploit the lawfare, institute Sharia, succeed, take control. Okay, Afghanistan was once a Buddhist nation. Pakistan was once Hindu. Lebanon was Christian. You have to see the pattern forming here. Today, they are all Islamic nations. If we continue on this path, Europe, America, Canada, okay, trust me when I say, okay, did you know, okay, I'm going to stop that video real quick because I'm going to put this up for you. Did you know that there's an Islamic Doomsday clock? Look at this, okay, starting here at the 12, okay, it says establish Sharia. At the 1, target an open democratic society. At the 2, begin mass migration from Islamic countries. At the 3, random terror attacks begin to happen. At the 4, create Muslim enclaves in the largest towns. At the 5, demand special privileges. At the 6, infiltrate councils and target seats in government. At the 7, assert dominance with tactics like open street praying. At the 8, create a party of Islam in the democracy. At the 9, use Islamophobia laws to suppress free speech. At the 10, Islamic terror attacks increase. At the 11, provoke a civil war in host nation. We're seeing it. Just saying. You can deny it all you want. I don't care, but I'm seeing it. All right. I have nothing more to say. Okay. But not for nothing. But as a Catholic mom, wife, grandma, I'm going to say this. As a country, we need to get right and act right. That's it. I am out of here. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less and God bless. Ciao.